late to the party, but I am not going to miss out on the event of the year, that is Barbenheimer. Hi there, my name is Shirley and I do in-depth breakdown of movies. I make it my business to try and understand metaphors and deeper themes in movies. I do this because movies is my one obsession in life. Today, I want to talk about Barbie and Oppenheimer together. These are two movies with one common theme. At their heart, these two movies are both about idealists living in the real world. Both movies are about how people with hopes and dreams come face to face with reality and how that changes their lives forever. Okay, the two movies cover a lot of different themes, but this one theme is what the two movies have in common. I will first talk about Oppenheimer because I went for the double bill on opening weekend, and I saw Oppenheimer first because I thought that this would be the more complex movie and I didn't want to be tired going into this. Oppenheimer is about the life of Robert Oppenheimer, father of atomic bomb in the Manhattan Project in World War II. Going into this movie, I was most interested in seeing how they would make Robert Oppenheimer relatable. Movie characters have to be relatable. They have to resonate with everyday audiences like you and me. And Robert Oppenheimer is just about the most unrelatable person there is. He is the most brilliant scientist of his generation, the smartest person in the room. I looked up on Wikipedia, one of his classmates in graduate school was Maria Goeppert, a brilliant female scientist who would become only the second woman to win a Nobel Prize in physics. In graduate school, Oppenheimer was talking so much in class discussions that Maria Goeppert and some other students said to Oppenheimer, "You have to shut up in class or we're not coming to class." Well, the movie didn't include that story. The movie didn't portray him as the smartest person in the room. In fact, when we were introduced to Oppenheimer at the beginning, he was shown to be clumsy in the lab and couldn't finish his lab work on time. He hated his lab instructor so much that he tried to poison the instructor with a poison apple. I checked these online, these are all real events, and these details make Oppenheimer more flawed, human, and relatable to us. The movie doesn't show you a whole lot about World War II. There is nothing about the Pacific Fleet or all the military campaigns in the Asia-Pacific theater that was happening at the time. I am certain that Oppenheimer and his co-workers in real life listened to the radio every single day and followed the events of World War II closely. This movie doesn't have the people listen to the radio, which is a scene often found in war movies. This movie removed a lot of the backdrop of war, and it focuses on Oppenheimer and his co-workers. I believe this is done to bring this whole world closer to us. If you have historic scenes of World War II, we the audience will feel this movie is a war movie, a period drama, and it happened 80 years ago, quite different from our world today. Minimizing the World War II scenes make this movie more timeless, more universal, and more relatable. So when you strip away the genius, when you strip away the war, this movie becomes a relatable story about a man working on something important to him, that had high stakes, that would change his life forever. And that man is everyone. Everyone in the audience watching the movie has at one point or another worked on something high stake to them. If you are having an important test at school, then you can relate to Oppenheimer. If you're going on a date with someone you love dearly, then you can relate to Oppenheimer. And if you're giving a big presentation for work, then you can relate to Oppenheimer. The only thing I didn't like about Oppenheimer is that it was so long. I am a firm believer in keeping movies around 2 hours. I got restless in the middle. The movie isn't going to get into the details of physics or politics or war. I think they can keep it around 2 hours. Now let's talk about Barbie. I had a blast with Barbie. I am certain that it will be my favorite movie of the year. Of course, I am biased. My favorite movie from 2022 was Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. I am a sucker for movies with beautiful dresses. Similarly, when you strip away the pink plastic, when you strip away the life fantastic, the main story of Barbie is also an idealist in the real world. Barbie starts off living in an ideal world where she believes she can be anything she wants to. She enters the real world, which actually proves the opposite. You cannot be whatever you want. Because being anything you want is simply not realistic. At this point, the ideals of Barbie Land crumbles. It is no longer a world where women can be whatever they want. But Barbie eventually restored herself, and she re-enters the real world with a newfound and better informed confidence. Barbie Land is a metaphor for childhood idealism. Children, girls and boys, grow up with the message that they can be anything they want to be. This is healthy and ideal. But as they grow older, reality sets in and people realize that you cannot actually be whatever you want. If you want to be a doctor, you need years of training. If you want to be a lifeguard, you need a certificate. You need money to pay for stuff, and if you don't, you get arrested. At this point, self-doubt sets in. So do we tell ourselves we cannot be whatever we want to be? Do we tell ourselves that our dreams are not realistic? No, we will not. Barbie eventually restores her self-confidence. Even though we cannot do everything and anything in the real world, we still need to hold on to our dreams, our beliefs, and our ideals. As adults, now we know you cannot take you can do anything literally. You're not actually going to be an astronaut today and win the Nobel Prize tomorrow. You can be anything is an idea. It is a way of thinking, a frame of mind. And with this new perspective and confidence, Barbie re-enters the real world to renegotiate with the world at the end of the movie. And here is a message for men. Men, if you're watching, the Barbie movie is your moment to step up and relate to Barbie as a human. The Barbie movie is for both women and men. The Barbie movie is not like Sex and the City or Desperate Housewives. Sex and the City and Desperate Housewives focus on female experiences like single womanhood, female friendship, being a wife and mother. These TV shows target a female audience, but in the Barbie movie, all the situations and problems can happen to both men and women. The whole Barbie arc applies to men as much as women. Having your hopes and dreams crushed by reality before you restore your confidence and face the world once again is true for both men and women. So if you didn't do well in that important test at school and you study to do better next time, you can relate to Barbie. If your date with your crush didn't go perfectly and you hope for a more romantic date next week, you can relate to Barbie. If your big presentation at work could have gone better and you prepare for the next meeting, you can relate to Barbie. So there you have it, Barbie and Oppenheimer. When I think of summer blockbusters, I think of Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves. And now, these two wonderful movies that I absolutely love are about a scientist and a children's toy. They reshape our definition of what is a blockbuster, what is a crowd pleaser, and what is a summer to remember. All the hype leading up to opening weekend with street interviews asking people which one are you seeing first, and all the memes, all the conversations, all the dress up ads, they all put a smile on my face. And well, it has to be said, whatever happens, I owe thanks to FilmTube and the larger YouTube community for your attention and support. Hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time. Bye for now.